Hello, let's build this house. This is the I don't know which day is this, but we are building our chicken coop. So just like you can see, I know you're not seeing me. I'm outside the chicken coop, but we are trying to build just like you can see in the background. So I'm going to be talking about telling you about things you shouldn't do as a beginner when you're starting your chicken or poultry farm. I want to pick these eggs. I want to pick the eggs. Let me see. Yeah, I want to pick the eggs as I take you through this process that we call farming. So that is me, and this is the I don't know which day is this, but yeah. So these are locally made cages. I know you may be wondering where we learned to do that from, but yeah, we are just people who love motivating ourselves, and then of course discovering new ways of doing new things that seem to be impossible, and we make them like possible. So most of you have been asking me how much does it cost for you to build such a chicken coop. Now, one of the things that I'm going to tell you, I cannot tell you how much I spent on this, but I can tell you how much you're going to spend depending on the birds that you want or you have, or even the space you have. So we do sell that program or the quotation. You tell us the space that you want or the chicken or the birds that you want to you bring, and then we budget for that. We tell you how much you need, and then the material and all everything that you need, of course. So this is a very very big group. Of course not so big, but of course it is big according to the capacities that of course beginner this is way bigger. Okay, but we did not start from this. Now, some of the mistakes that we make as new farmers or poultry farmers, we tend to copy and paste. Okay, of course we had two options: either renovating and maybe begin with this, or starting with the cages, already made cages. But according to what we saw, we knew that we wouldn't manage maybe to spend a lot of money on them. But of course, I'm not saying this is cheap. This is not cheap. But of course, I will not advise you to start with this if you have an option of starting with, of course, a free range system. So let me bring the trays as I put the eggs. I'm going to tell you about other things. I know there is noise and that causes stress to the birds, but we have nothing to do because yeah, we chose to do this. So let me come back. So I'm back. I told you are going to talk about some of the things that you shouldn't do as a beginner when you used to start with a lot of money. Okay, do not wait until you have a lot of money to start it, because it doesn't work like that. You can start with a lot of money and then still fail. Your first batch is a batch that is going to teach you a lot of things because you are inexperienced and you cannot start with this. You cannot start with this. You have to start small, okay? Because of course you have a goal, but if you don't have a plan on of how to achieve it, of course you're going to fail, you know. So start small, start in your capacity or to at your level you reach there. Number two, it is to like avoid getting information for free. Now, in most cases, most of you, if you want to do something, you come here online and then you think you're doing consultation. That is not consultation. To be honest, here, there are so many things that we don't talk about or things that we don't tell you for some reasons. And yeah, it is very, very important for you to go for consultation because it is going to save you a lot. You're going to get adequate information, and also it is going to help you avoid losses, and then of course uncertainties. Okay, because if you pay for consultation, of course someone is going to give you enough time. Okay, for example, if you come and then if I come and then you also come, I'm going to pay someone to give me information, and then you come for free information. Who am I going to give enough time? Of course, someone who has paid me, someone who has valued my time and of course my expertise. Okay, so avoid going for free things because you're going to lack a lot of information that actually you need to sustain your farm. Okay, another thing, avoid buying cheap local birds. Now, you see these birds? I know most of you have been asking me, how do you get those birds? Where do you get them? How much are they? When I tell you the money that I buy them or we buy them, one chick, you get surprised because it is expensive. Now, it is expensive and it is quality. I prefer going for quality. That's why you're seeing such a thing and they are surprising you like, oh, those are too big. They're looking nice. You're getting big eggs. Let me show you the big eggs that I'm talking about. You see the eggs? Like, look at that. Okay, so most of you mobile on your how are you getting big eggs and all that? It starts with you. It starts with the investment. It starts with the information you have, and it starts with the quality of the birds that you have. Now this is it's a brown. It is kind of expensive, but of course it is worth it. Even when it comes to production, it's going to give you, of course, what you expect to get from it. Oh, so another mistake that I wanted to talk to you about that you should actually not make is actually starting a poultry farm when you don't have space. Now, space is the most important thing here, because if you don't have space, it is going to be hard for you to, of course, to position yourself into being a farmer or becoming a farmer. So in most cases, you have to be with space. It is not supposed to be so big, but of course, if you have a safe one, it is safe for you to start. But if you may be renting and you don't have space, preferably if you have a space in the village, of course you can start with it, because market is everywhere. Okay, it also depends on how you market yourself. So space is very important. Another thing is a self hope. Never start a poultry farm or never even think of booking your first batch without having a self chicken coop, because from a self chicken coop your birds are going to be safe. You're going to, of course, it's going to help you adhere to so many things. For example, you're broke, but of course you know your birds are safe. No one is going to access the chicken coop, and then they're not going to die because of rain, because of storm, like lots of things. Okay, so a chicken coop is so important. I know most of you are abantu abagamba, oh, if you want to start a chicken coop, a chicken farm, you don't have to build a lot of space, or you don't have to build a chicken coop. You solo call it like amatundu bali, not a cow. No, that is not true. You actually have to be with a safe and comfortable coop for yourself. Okay, so tell me what else you would like to do about this, because I don't want this video to be much or too long. So I'm going to stop from here, and then you comment in the comment section that you want something that you want me to talk about. Bye.